Hello everyone, good afternoon, happy weekend, and welcome to yet another episode of Sports Hub with Ebere. My name is Ebere Oji, your host on the show, being aired on Spotify for podcasters. Here on the show, we bring to you live updates on sporting events, games, and activities all over the world. You are welcome once again. Our COR, or Center of Reference, has always been football and all things pertaining footballing activities. So you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Today is the 17th day in the month of February 2024, and of course it is a weekend, and we all know what happens on weekends. It's a footballing weekend. It's an EPL, a La Liga, a Bundesliga, a Serie A, and a League One. In fact, football cut across Europe, beyond Europe, Africa, everywhere. It's a weekend filled with footballing activities. That's just it, and I am so excited. I believe football fans out there will be excited. There is a game that will be coming up. In fact, we have a lot of games that will be coming up. Games in the EPL starts up by 1:30 p.m. We would be entertained from 1:30 p.m. down to 6:30 p.m. today. Today being Saturday, the 17th day in the month of February 2024. The first game of today, it's in the EPL. It's Brentford, the Bees versus the You Will Never Walk Alone, the league leaders. Brentford versus Liverpool. The game we played by 1:30 p.m. today at Brentford's home turf. The good news about this game is that, of course, we all know Ivan Toney is back. He's back from suspension. Today being 17th, actually made it 1 month since he returned from the 8-month suspension he was given. He was banned for 8 months for betting and stuff like that. Now he's back and he's flying. He has like 2 goals and 3 goals and an assist since he returned back to Brentford's attacking side. He has been exceptional. Neil Maupay has been exceptional as well for Brentford. So it is Brentford versus Liverpool. And another good thing about this game is that Liverpool side, we had an issue that Alisson is out injured, but it looks as though he might play that game. Salah is back. Yes, Mohamed Salah is back. Everyone is excited. Their talisman is back. He got injured when he went for the international competition, the AFCON competition that was held at Ivory Coast with his Egyptian national team side, and he got injured, and they fear that probably he'll be out for a very long time. But the good thing about this is, the good news we have today is the Egyptian talisman is back. He's back, and he's in contention to face Brentford in the game by 1:30 p.m. So it's a good one. It's a good one for Liverpool. It's a good one for Jurgen Klopp. And they've been, Jurgen Klopp won. He won the manager of the month for January, and Jota won the player of the month for January. So it's a Liverpool thing. They are all buzzing. They've been doing well. They've been outside the defeat they got against Arsenal. I don't think they've had any cause to complain whatsoever, and I don't see Brentford posing a threat against Liverpool today by 1:30. The game is the first game of the day, the first of many games that will be played today. So it's a game that we all are anticipating. I see Liverpool winning that game fair and square. I don't see. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's going to be something. I don't think it's a game that Liverpool fans would have to fidget, because Brentford has not really been too good. Yes, they've not really been too good this season. They've not really, despite the fact we have Ivan Toney back and stuff like that. I don't see them posing a threat against the Liverpool side. Yes, Trent is out, and Arnold is out, but of course we have Bradley. Bradley has been outstanding. Has been outstanding for the games he has played so far. He's either he's assisting or he's scoring. Like, he has been outstanding. So I don't see them missing Trent too much like that. So it's going to be quite an interesting game at Brentford's home turf. Now we'll go into their head-to-head for these two sides. The last time they met was at Liverpool's home turf at the Anfield, and the Liverpool won that game by 3-0. Liverpool, before the game they played, okay, the last time Brentford won against Liverpool was at the beginning of last season. It was Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. Liverpool won the return leg, and the first leg of this fixture for this season, it was Liverpool that won the game at Anfield. I believe Brentford fans will be like, okay, the last time Liverpool visited our home turf, Liverpool got thrashed. But I don't see that happening this time around. Last season, Liverpool was not just it at all. Like, they had issues in their midfield. They didn't have the likes of McAllister. They didn't have Gravenberch. They didn't have Szoboszlai is out injured. They had a lot of issues in their midfield. And in the transfer market, the summer transfer market, they dealt with that issue. They got the likes of Wataru Endo. They brought in McAllister. They brought in Gravenberch. They brought in what's this other guy's name? Godi, I've forgotten his name. Gopa or something. What's his name again? Oh my, I can't remember. But then, Cody Gopa, yes, Cody came in. Cody came in as well. He came in general transfer market of last season. So it's been quite an amazing. It's been great, to be honest. It's been great. So we would have the likes of Diogo Jota starting this game. Darwin Núñez, of course, he has been firing. He has been a very good team player. He has just been unfortunate not scoring. But over time, in the past 2-3 games now, it's either he's assisting or he's scoring. So I feel him rediscovering his scoring boots and mojo, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one for Liverpool. It's a good one for Jurgen Klopp. I see Liverpool, like I said earlier, I see Liverpool winning this game fair and square against Brentford. Yes, the game, like I said, will be played by 1:30 p.m. today. This is just past a few minutes past 12. So very, very soon, the games, the lineups will be coming up very soon, and hopefully as soon as it drops, I would talk more about the lineup. The second game that we played, we have over 3 games that we played by 4 p.m. Okay, over 4 games, 5 games rather. We have over 5 games that will be played by 4 p.m. today. We have Burnley versus Arsenal. It's a straight win for Arsenal. Arsenal, they've been outstanding, like they've been scoring goals. Burnley versus Arsenal straight win by 4 p.m. We have Fulham versus Aston Villa. That is going to be a very, very dicey game. Fulham, to an extent, they've been okay. Aston Villa, in the last 2 games, they've not been it. They've lost back-to-back at home. So I feel Unai Emery would want to ensure that his side, Villa side, returned back to winning ways, because of course Man United, they are coming. Man United are on 6th place, Villa are on 5th, while Tottenham are on 4th place. Aston Villa would want to ensure that they return back to Champions League places with a win against Fulham. So let's see what happens. By 4 p.m. we have Newcastle versus Bournemouth. That game will be played by 4 p.m. like I said earlier. Newcastle United versus Bournemouth. Isaac is still out injured, but he has 50% chance of playing this game today. We don't really know what would happen, but Anthony Gordon has been okay for them. Omarion, like, they've got players. Even Bruno Guimaraes has, he has said he has scored. So I see it's going to be a tough one. Solanke in Bournemouth, they've been great, but I see Newcastle. I see Newcastle getting maximum. At most, it might just end in a draw. At most, it might. I don't see Newcastle losing at their home turf. The last time they played at their home turf was against Luton, and the game was almost entering into an embarrassment because they came from a 2. It was from a 4-2 down. They were the first side to score, and Luton equalized. They scored. Luton equalized. Second half, in less than 60 minutes, they were already trailing Luton by 4-2. But at the end of the day, Trippier and Harvey Barnes came and restored parity. The game ended 4-4. So I see Newcastle trying to get a win, not a draw, at home against Bournemouth. I see Newcastle winning this game against Bournemouth. The game we played by 4 p.m. The last 2 4 p.m. games that we played today, we have Nottingham Forest versus West Ham. West Ham, in their last 2 games, they've not been it. They've conceded a lot of goals. They've conceded both home and away. And the last one was against Arsenal at home, and they were thrashed. In fact, they were thrashed in capital letters. 6-0. Arsenal scored 6 goals in 66 minutes against West Ham. It was one of their highest defeat in the EPL. So I see West Ham, trying to return back to winning ways against the Nottingham Forest side. It's Nottingham Forest versus West Ham by 4 p.m. And finally, the last game for 4 p.m. is Tottenham versus Wolves. That is a game you should not be missing. Tottenham versus Wolves. Both teams are strong. Both teams, I know Tottenham has an upper hand, especially with Son coming back from the Asian Cup competition, and Madison is back. Richarlison is scoring goals, but the thing about Tottenham is that they tend to waste chances. Like, they see opportunities and they don't convert the opportunity. It was even by luck that they won their last game. It was just a stroke of luck, to be frank with you. It was just a stroke of luck that they had to win their last game. So I feel Tottenham should try as much as possible. Tottenham under Ange Postecoglou, they should try as much as possible to, when you are winning a game, you try not to bury that game. Brighton were on the verge of winning against Tottenham. The game ended 2-1 with Tottenham scoring their last goal. In fact, the goal was scored just few minutes before full time. So I feel Tottenham will try as much as possible. They've not kept a clean sheet in their last, I can't remember the last time a Tottenham side kept a clean sheet. They've always considered. They've not kept a clean sheet all through February. January 31st, they played against Brentford, and that game ended 3-2. On the 3rd of February, they played against Everton. It ended 2-2. On the 10th of February, the last game they played, it was against Brighton, and it ended 2-1. So I feel Tottenham, they would try to reshuffle their back line, not to be conceding much goals. Like, they tend to they might win a game or they might draw, but they tend to concede goals, and that is not it's not a good one. So against Wolves is a very good side. Like, under their coach, they've been very good. Like, Wolves, kudos to Wolves, to be honest. Like, they've been great. They've gotten maximum points against good teams. Do you understand? So I see them going. Gary O'Neill has been fantastic for Wolves. Like, and I don't think it's just one injury. They don't have much injury issues, right? They don't have much. It's just Matheus Cunha, the guy that scored a hat-trick against Chelsea. He has an hamstring and might not be playing the game against Tottenham today at Tottenham's home turf today by 4 p.m. Richarlison is back. He's scoring back-to-back goals. James Maddison is back from injury. He's assisting. He's scoring. Son is back. They've been great. Dejan Kulusevski is back from injury. Rodrigo Benteke, Pepe Sarr of Senegal that went for AFCON, he's back. Ben Davies, Van der Ven is back. Christian Romero, Emerson Royal. But the issue now, the big blow Tottenham has now, is Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro is out injured, and we don't even know when he will be coming back. He has been an outstanding signing. He came in January last year. He has been an outstanding signing for Tottenham. Like, he's been good. FPL managers will be disgruntled because he's scoring or he's providing an assist or he's keeping, like, he's been great, but he's out injured. I don't it's going to be a huge blow for them. Pedro Porro and Destiny Udogie, it's a big blow for them. They very good wing backs. They've been great for Tottenham. Make runs, do interceptions, help the attack and stuff like that. But now they're out injured, and well, let's see what the players they have on ground, the players that will be the players, the likes of Ben Davies and Emerson Royal, let's see what they have up their sleeves today. So it is Tottenham versus Wolves by 4 p.m. Let me take the 4 p.m. games once again. Let me take them back. Let me take them again. Yes, let me take them again. So for 4 p.m., the first 4 p.m. game we have today is Burnley versus Arsenal by 4 p.m. Fulham will take on Aston Villa by 4 p.m. Newcastle will take on Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest will take on West Ham. And finally, Tottenham will take on Wolves. Now, the game everyone has been talking about, like they've been talking about this game. It is the game between Manchester City, the defending champions of Europe, of the world, and of England. We'll be playing against Chelsea, a Chelsea side that has been shaky, like they've not been it. So it is Manchester City versus Chelsea. Post Porto UCL finals, the Porto UCL finals of 2021, Manchester City versus Chelsea, they have met each other 7 times, and in the last 7 meetings, Manchester City has won 6 of those meetings. Yes, they've won 6 of those meetings. They have scored 8 goals and not conceded any. Prior to the game they played at Stamford Bridge this season, that was around November, Manchester City and Chelsea, they ended that game 4-4. Like, they scored, it was an 8-goal thriller. It was one of Chelsea's best performances in the season. And the man of the match was none other than Cole Palmer, aka Cold Palmer. Palmer used to be, he grew up in Manchester. He grew up in Manchester. He grew up in Manchester. He played for Manchester City. He's a Manchester City boy. His family, they're all in Manchester City. You know, before he made a transfer to Chelsea, and since he joined Chelsea, like in the last 20 games for Chelsea in the EPL, he has scored 10 goals and assisted 6. Like, he has been outstanding. He has been involved in 16 goal contributions. I don't know what else to call. And he was great against Manchester City. The last game Manchester City played, he won. In fact, he won the man of the match in that game. Now it is going to be a different ball game, returning back to a home turf that you grew up in. It's just like you, after so many years, you're returning back to a place that molded you, a place that you called home. You're returning there not as a member of that home, but you're returning there as a rival of the home. Like, you're going to play against a home side, a team you grew up affiliating yourself to their fans, affiliating yourself to the city. He is returning back to Manchester City as a Chelsea player, not as a Manchester City player. So the question now is he going to be too moved or too emotional about this return that it will be cloud his judgment in terms of playing on the pitch, or is he going to display professionalism just like Declan Rice displayed professionalism against West Ham when he returned to West Ham? He scored a goal against West Ham and he did not celebrate. Of course, he was once their captain for like 3-4 seasons. Yes, after Mark Noble passed on the captain armband to Declan Rice back in West Ham, and finally they sold him and he returned back to the London Stadium and he scored the 6th goal for Arsenal at the 66th minute, but he did not celebrate. He had, in fact, he had two assists in that game, if I'm not mistaken. He did well in that game. So I'm talking about Palmer is 21, Declan Rice is like 23, 24, thereabouts. They are two different players, two different personalities. He's matured. I'm not saying Palmer is not matured, but there's this maturity that comes when that oozes around Declan Rice. Palmer is still growing. He's a very good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a very, very good player. But the fact remains, will he be able to soak up the pressure that comes with playing at Ethiad? This is a team, this is a side, this is a home ground that he grew up calling his home. Will he be able to soak up the pressure of playing in front of fans that were once his own personal fans? Because I feel most of these fans are shameless. They might start booing him. So would the boos turn out to his favor? Will it get into his head and he ends up making mistakes, or will he, man up and play very, very well? Is he going to get a back-to-back man of the match against the same side? I don't think any Chelsea side has done that lately. I don't think so. So will Cole Palmer be the first Chelsea player to get back-to-back man of the match against Manchester City? That is a question that will be answered by 6:30 p.m. So it is Manchester City versus Chelsea. Of course, Pep started off with the mind games. Pep said when he was asked in his post-match conference, pre-match pressers yesterday, he said Chelsea are an exceptional. They have players that are exceptional in different departments. And I'm like, please, Oga Pep, bring Chelsea down. Chelsea has been so inconsistent. Chelsea presently are on 10th. Let me just read out Chelsea stats for everyone. Yeah, Chelsea has been so inconsistent. They've lost 10 games, they've won 10, and they've drawn 4. Presently, they are on 34 points. Yeah, 34 points from 25 games. No, from 25 games. Is this 25 games? Yes, from 24 games played. They are on 34 points. Yeah, I'm correct. 24 games played, 10 wins, 4 draws, 10 defeats, 41 goals scored, 40 goals conceded. It pales into what Manchester City are going to play their 24th game today, and they're on second place with 52 points. They've won 16 games. That is, they've won 6 games, much more than what Chelsea has. They've drawn 4, the same thing as Chelsea, and they have lost just 3. Against Chelsea's 7, Chelsea has drawn against Chelsea's 10. That is 7. They've won 7 games, much more than Chelsea has. So they've lost just 3 games. Yes, they've lost 3 games. Yeah, they've lost 3 games. Chelsea has lost 10. So Chelsea has lost more games like as in they've lost more games than Manchester City. We are not even on par. Chelsea is not on par with Manchester City. Manchester City are the defending champions in the EPL, defending champions in the FA Cup, defending champions in the Champions League, and they've been doing well. Like in the Champions League, in the 7 games they've played in the Champions League, including group stage games, they have not drawn, they have not lost, they have won all 7. The round of 16 game they played against RB Leipzig. No, it wasn't Leipzig. Against FC Copenhagen. Yeah, I beg your pardon. It was against FC Copenhagen. They won that game by 3-1. So they've got players. They've got the likes of Haaland. They've got the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, like Rodri, Stones, Foden, Alvarez, Doku. Grealish is out injured. They've got players everywhere. So it is going to be them against the world, because everyone knows Manchester City are tipped to win this game against Chelsea. If there's going to be an upset, it will be an upset for Chelsea winning the game, not an upset for Manchester City winning against Chelsea, because it is fair and square. Manchester City they have the upper hand to win against Chelsea. They have all it takes to win against Chelsea. For Chelsea's side, Chelsea's team, Thiago Silva is out injured. Of course, we know Cucurella that played the last game is not available. Cucurella is not available. He's still recovering. He's still recuperating from injury. So we'll get to see the Sassy and the Colwill Manning, and of course, Badiashile is out injured as well. So we'll get to see the Sassy and Colwill at the heart of the defense. We'll see Chilwell. We'll see Gusto. Gusto has been outstanding for Chelsea in recent games. We'll see Caicedo, Enzo, Calaga, of course, Cole Palmer. I don't know if what's his name? I don't know if Sterling will be starting, but I wish Sterling stays on the bench and comes in as a sub, like an impact sub. Do you understand? So it will be, what's his name again? It's going to be Jackson. Then up front, if Jackson up front, then we would have an Nkunku start against the Manchester City side. The last time Nkunku played against the Manchester City side was when he was at Leipzig, and he scored a hat-trick against Manchester City. I feel somehow he might be starting this game. He should be starting this game. It's a big game for Chelsea. Chelsea needs to start this game strong and try as much as possible to bring out the result, to get results against Manchester City. And also, there's a big game coming up on the 25th of February, and that game is against Liverpool. That game is the finals, Carabao Cup finals against Liverpool. The game will be played on Sunday next week. Sunday, yes, it's going to be played next week. So it is Manchester City versus Chelsea by 6:30 p.m. This is a game everybody will be watching. In fact, Arsenal fans are saying they want Chelsea to win, because if a Chelsea win and a Chelsea win here would solidify Arsenal stands on second place, because as it stands now, they are on same point, 52 points, with Manchester City having just one more game at hand. So if Chelsea wins against Manchester City, and of course Arsenal wins against Burnley, Arsenal would solidify their stance with 3 points. They're going to solidify their stance against Manchester City, at least with a 3 points gap. Yeah, a 3 points gap. So, but Chelsea, they do no favors. Chelsea, we don't know the Chelsea that will be turning up. Is it the Chelsea that played against Aston Villa, or is it the Chelsea that played against Crystal Palace? Those teams they cannot be compared to a Manchester City side. So what are your predictions? Who do you think will be going home with all 3 points tonight? Is it Brentford or is it Liverpool? The game we played by 1:30. Burnley, Arsenal, Fulham, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Tottenham Hotspur versus Wolves, Manchester City versus Chelsea by 6:30 p.m. So those are the games for today. In the La Liga, we have Atletico Madrid versus Las Palmas, UD Las Palmas by 2 p.m. Osasuna will take on Cadiz by 4:15 p.m. Celta Vigo will play against Barcelona by 6:30 p.m. That is a game you would want to watch as well. The game, but I see Barcelona winning the game, though they will consider. Of course, we know Barcelona rarely keeps clean sheets, so they'll end up. Finally, for today by 9 p.m. we have Valencia versus Sevilla. In the Serie A, we have Napoli versus Girona. I don't think Osimhen will be starting the game against Girona. The game we play today by 3 p.m. Verona will take on Juventus. The straight win for Juventus, 3 p.m. game. Atalanta Sassuolo. This game quite interesting, but I see an Atalanta. Sassuolo has not really been it this season. I see Atalanta winning this game against Sassuolo. The game we played by 8:45 p.m. In the Bundesliga, we have Darmstadt versus VfB Stuttgart by 3:30 p.m. FC Hedderham will play against Bayer Leverkusen, the league toppers, the side that has been so outstanding under Xabi Alonso. I see this game. They are yet to lose a game. They've played a lot of games, over 30 games, and they are yet to concede a defeat. So I see Bayer Leverkusen win this game against FC Hedderham. Hoffenheim will take on Union Berlin by 5:30 p.m. and Mainz will take on Augsburg by 5:30 p.m. Wolfsburg will take on Borussia Dortmund, and finally by 6:30 p.m. we have RB Leipzig versus Mönchengladbach. RB Leipzig versus Mönchengladbach. Now, for tomorrow's games, we have very interesting games in the EPL. In the EPL, tomorrow being 18th of February 2024, we have Sheffield United won against Luton Town in their last game at Luton Town's home turf. So they are buzzing, and I feel they want to do one or two things against Brighton, but I don't see that happening. Chris Wilder, I don't see them winning against Brighton. Brighton lost their last game. It was last game against Tottenham. I don't think Brighton want to lose back-to-back games this time around. So it is Sheffield United tomorrow by 3 p.m. Sheffield United versus Brighton by 3 p.m. tomorrow. Luton will take on Manchester United by 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. We have just two games that we played in the EPL tomorrow. Sheffield United versus Brighton by 3 p.m. Luton Town will take on Manchester United by 5:30 p.m. Then we have the final. We have Monday night football. Everton versus Crystal Palace. Will be played by 9 p.m. Everton's coach Roy Hodgson he's in the hospital. So I heard. He's in the hospital. He's not feeling fine. So I wish him quick recovery. I feel after this season he should just go and rest. He's old. I'm not saying old people cannot coach, cannot manage things, but I think he needs to take care of him. I feel he needs to take care of his health first. Like health first, other things second. So it is Everton by 9 p.m. And yes, the news that Frankfurt's home coach is likely he's someone Crystal Palace side they've been talking to. They want him to take over very, very soon. So let's watch that news and see how it materializes. Of course, I would let you guys know when it happens. So it is Everton versus Crystal Palace by 9 p.m. on Monday Night Football. And of course, Champions League games would also return by Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to talk about that before the games on Tuesday and also on Wednesday. So that is all for now. For today's games, I will take today's games again by 1:30 p.m. Oh, okay, this is 12:33 now. I feel the lineup for today's game, the Brentford versus Liverpool game, is out. So let's read it out. Let's see who it's playing. They confirmed the lineup for Brentford. Brentford is playing a 3-5-2. We have their goalkeeper, Mark Flecken. We have Nathan Collins, Christophe Adja, Ben Mee, Christian Nagard, like Sergio Reguilon, impressive. Ivan Toney, Neo Maupe, both of them, they've been playing really well. Now for Liverpool, we have Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, Jota. Like I knew Salah, it will be too early to bring in Salah. He just returned from injury. He might come in as a sub. So it is Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota in the front three. It's 4-3-3 that Klopp is fielding. 4-3-3. Curtis Jones, Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister in the midfield. In the midfield trio, and then in the defense we have Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Konate, and Conor Bradley. Then in between the sticks, I feel Alisson is still out injured. We have Kelly. So that's that about that. I feel Alisson is still out injured. Yes, I feel Alisson is still out. Yes, he's still out. He has a thigh injury. So I don't think he'll be coming in to play. Salah made the bench, so Salah will be coming in as a sub in this game. So I see Liverpool. It's going to be quite an interesting game. The game we played by 1:30 p.m. What are your predictions in this game? I see Liverpool. It's going to be a 2-1. Yeah. A 2-1 or a 3-1, but then the 3 has to be for the away side. That's Liverpool. So that's that about that. Burnley versus Arsenal by 4 on Aston Villa 4 p.m. Newcastle United versus Bournemouth, 4 p.m. Nottingham Forest, West Ham, 4 p.m. And finally, Tottenham will play Wolves by 4 p.m. The last game of the day is Manchester City versus Chelsea by 6:30 p.m. What are your predictions? Kindly state your predictions in the comment section. This is all we have for now. This is Ebere, and this is Sports Hub with Ebere. Thank you so much for those that tuned in, for those that click to listen to us talk football today, being the 17th day in the month of February 2024. I am grateful, and this is me saying enjoy the rest of your weekend, and may the best teams win. Let us all go and enjoy football games. Yes, thank you very much. Enjoy your day, and this is me saying goodbye. Bye.